The BenQ Zowie gaming monitor has long been a mainstay in the industry. Experts professionals prefer screens because they prioritize fast refresh rates and slow response times above all else. The newest in a long line of experts monitors, the XL2746K has a 240Hz refresh rate and the manufacturer's own DyAc Plus technology, which lessens motion blur. However, one thing must be made clear. The XL2746K proudly describes itself as an expert's monitor. This is not one of those gaming monitors that also functions as a screen for editing pictures or videos. This monitor struggles with color fidelity, and the tiny 1920 by 1080 pixel TN panel struggles to compete with VA or IPS panels. The display comes pre-configured in FPS 1 mode, which might give the entire screen an excessively warm tint. Because of their more natural colors, I greatly favor the FPS 2 and 3 options. The OSD Quick Access menu, which offers quick access to the display mode, DyAc Plus settings, brightness, and black equalizer levels, is a plus. The OSD is also quite straightforward to use. Another convenient method for adjusting the display settings without having to go behind the monitor is the S-switch dial. Unfortunately, there is nowhere to store it on the base of the monitor, so it can make your setup look a little cluttered. After calibration, the monitor's performance marginally improved, but the XL2746K is still unable to compete with displays like the Samsung Odyssey G7 or the LG Ultra Gear 27G and 950. The monitor only supported 74% of the DCI-P3 color space, and 94% of sRGB, when I tested it with the Datacolor Spider X Elite. The Spider X Elite scoring was subpar as well, particularly in terms of brightness, uniformity and color accuracy. However, despite the XL2746 lackluster K's color accuracy, it more than makes up for it with a plethora of experts' focus features. The 240Hz refresh rate ensures fluid gameplay, and the Samsung Odyssey G7 seems to perform similarly in Blurbuster's test UFO ghosting test. That is to say, every image was clear and distinct, making the monitor an excellent choice for shooters who need to respond quickly. While the peak brightness of 320 nits falls short of the retina-scorching heights of displays geared primarily at video creators, it is still more than bright enough for gaming. Dynamic Accuracy's DyAc Plus technology, which duplicates the dynamic display effect of a CRT on an LCD panel by regulating the backlight, helps to further eliminate motion blur. At a predetermined point, the backlight is turned on before being shut off. As a result, there are no leftover traces of light from a prior fixed point, which helps to prevent undesirable afterimages. In other words, there is no light beam going through more than one location at a time, hence you won't see a lingering image manifest as motion blur. Although I can't claim that having DyAc Plus Premium enabled made a noticeable impact, the feature is there for anyone who wants every conceivable advantage in first-person shooters. The built-in black equalizer helps make the shadows lighter, and makes it easier to see foes in the shadows, but you'll probably need to customize it from game to game. Images may end up seeming too bright or washed out if you turn it up too much. On either side of the monitor, there are two shielding hoods. These are developed to reduce background noise on either side of the screen, although they will likely only be helpful in tournament settings, where players may be up against a live audience. The display also has a few additional clever appearance elements that will benefit professional players. Players that prefer to use their keyboard at an angle can use it because of how the base is shaped. This gives you extra room for your mouse pad, and allows you to secure your keyboard in place by pressing it up against the edge of the monitor stand. Having said that, I'd argue that none of this would really be necessary if people just switch to smaller 60% keyboards, which take up far less room, and don't require an angle to type on. There are also markings at the base of the display, allowing you to recall the precise setting of your screen. Additionally, there are indicators throughout the stand that can be used to change the height. The markers are helpful since professional players take very seriously the need to duplicate the same setting they are used to. A handle is also included on the top of the stand, which makes it much simpler to pick up and move the monitor. Most people don't move their screens around often, but if you're going to a LAN party or simply need to relocate the display, you'll appreciate this. According to Zowie, the LCD panel has been strengthened at the sides as well for increased endurance. There are 3 HDMI 2.0 and 1 DisplayPort 1.2 connector for display inputs. All of these connectors have distinct labels on the back, making it simple to distinguish between them without having to strain your neck. If you choose, you can use the monitor with your PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X console. However, the refresh rate is limited to 120Hz. The BenQ Zowie XL2746K can be purchased right now for $929 on Lazada and Shopee. This display was created for gamers who are only concerned about refresh rates and minimizing motion blur. It was created without much consideration for things like color fidelity, almost exclusively for experts players. The XL2746K is most likely the monitor you want if you're looking for one developed to offer you an advantage in first-person shooters. Simply make sure you won't be modifying any images or movies on it. Thank you for watching this review. Write your opinion in the comments below. Have a nice day and see you soon.